What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. You heard what I said. I'm JP. As always, I got my brothers with me, Dwight and Lateef. What up?
What up? What up? What up?
I'll tell you what up. It's been a minute, man. You know, we've been living life. See what I did there? We've been living life. But we back at it. We ain't give up. We ain't throwing the towel. You know, we just it was a little delay. You know what I mean? But we got plenty to talk about.
Living life, was it? Yeah, it was living life. Yeah, we're like we just sitting around chilling. There's a lot of shit going on the last month.
Yeah, a lot of moving around, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, these schedules between the three of us is crazy. But you know what else has been going crazy, man? The motherfucking Omicron dance. I mean the Omicron. I'm calling it Omicron.
The Omicron variant.
The Omicron variant. The motherfucking.
It's not good, man.
Yo, shit is crazy. I mean,
I can see us getting another shutdown soon.
Yeah, every day on the news is something else about this variant, this strain. It's more transmissible than the last, and it's 70 times more transmissible. Like, what does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? It's just another reason for people to be scared. Although they saying I've heard it's not as bad as the Delta variant. It's just more contagious, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, so for those who are vaccinated, y'all ain't gonna be too bad, but still bad for people who are not vaccinated.
I've been so like fatigued, like thinking and reading and hearing about vaccines and variants and beefs and shit. Like
tests.
In my mind, I'm like kind of muting that shit a little bit. Like
me too.
Check it out, see if it's something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'll move on from it. Like our brother Beezy said, I try to protect my peace. You know what I'm saying? And
for real.
if I start, you can get into a rabbit hole of reading that shit and seeing the back and forth. So like, I don't got the energy to want to put towards that. So I just keep doing what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? I
wear my mask, trying to protect myself.
Yeah, keep clean, like we've been doing. You know, that's the only thing. Like we want to get out here because we know that we good, but we can't trust other people's cleanliness. You know what I mean? So it's like hard to feel all the way open when it's like I don't know how a homeboy over there give it up at home. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen people just being out, sneeze into their hand and don't wash their hands coming from the bathroom and, pick up, just wild movements. And you're like, it might be 50 of these motherfuckers around.
Right.
So, like in a movie theater or, CVS or a supermarket or something. So it's like, you got to figure out how to move. So now, I try to go to the supermarket early in the morning, which kind of messed me up when I got to get, meats and stuff like that. But, now I go to fish markets and stuff like that to try to be a little bit different than going to the Mad, the Max joint. So I don't know, man. Like I said,
it's just too much, man.
Yeah, it's too much to think about. You got to be master of your own domain, I guess, as far as your cleanliness and how you move and all that. Luckily, I'm good enough not to have been able. I think had a cold once in the last 2 years plus. I didn't get sick like that a lot anyway, but not being around other nasty people is let you know. You know what I'm saying? If I was nasty, I would be sick more. I would have more germs and stuff around me and all that other kind of stuff. Apparently, I do not. So, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing, have my kids doing. I just read them up with bottles of hand sanitizer, put in their book bags when they go to school and all that. Little kids, the nastiest of all of them.
Sanitizer, vitamin C,
all that.
Water, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. Keep a mask with you.
Keep that immune system up because
I don't know if it's going to go back to a full shutdown again.
Probably.
I don't think so much money. I'm thinking maybe because they already put the full mask mandate back out here, right?
I think the government's scared to do a full shutdown again, like even for like 2 weeks or so.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
But son, the fact that excuse me, that they were talking about the Cleveland Browns and NFL. It's 53 people on a football team.
Right.
Yeah.
22 of them is in the protocol because of the Oogies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just on the foot. Imagine what an office building would be like if everybody was there. And these dudes that's getting tested and all that. But all it takes is one.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I ain't in a rush to be around people. I do want to go out to other things and all that, but I just don't. I'm okay with chilling until it calms down a little bit, so I don't be sick.
I don't think it's going nowhere. So I don't know.
Either. I feel like it's not going to be another shutdown, which is going to lead to it not going low again. It's going to stay how it was. And the whole thing of like you said, it's not going away. Like, is this going to be something like getting a flu shot every year? Like, that's
I think so.
Ultimately that's so can we really call it a vaccine? Because isn't a vaccine supposed to mean you can't get it at all, period?
No,
but we can still get it.
You can get it. It just doesn't affect you the same.
But does that what vaccine means?
Oh, what
that's what I'm
definition
saying. Like,
that vaccine is?
Yeah, I'm like,
I think the flu shot
vaccine?
is a vaccine, but they just don't call it the flu shot.
I think it'll be called. Maybe they'll change the name of the COVID vaccine to the COVID shot. And seriously, and I think that I haven't had a flu shot in 20 years. That's a true story. Mm-hmm. Like I just didn't feel the need.
Yeah,
to do
I've never gotten the flu shot.
Because I didn't get sick a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I don't need to do that. I wash my hands when people are sick. I stay home when other people are sick. You know what I'm saying? When we in the office and all that, I'm like, I'm trying to be around people. You know, is this too much of a happenstance for me to actually tap in or be around somebody who sneezes and me get sick too? And I don't want to make my kids sick or anybody else that. So if they sick, I stay home. So when I'm sick, I'm definitely sick. You know, I'm definitely not getting jabbed every year. I'm not doing that. Just like I stopped getting the flu shot 20 years ago. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I haven't had one time, let me knock on wood again, where I have had the flu over the last 20 years.
Right.
But it hasn't embodied me, you know what I'm saying, to the point where I'm like, oh, well, I can't get bad. It's just been a bad cold. And I stay in the crib. And, it may take me, usually I can get rid of a cold 48 hours anyway. Yeah. So if it lasts me longer than that, then I know it's serious.
Because it's something that we've never experienced in our lives, and we're kind of people are just figuring it out as we go along. It makes me think, because I don't know the history of diseases and how that I'm not an aficionado as far as that's concerned, but I guess at some point when the flu first came here, like I'm sure it killed mad people too, right?
Oh, my mom, I was about to say the same thing. When the flu first came out, I'm quite sure the flu was like, oh my God, I killed 500,000 people. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Then they got a hold of it, but people couldn't stop getting it. So they had to keep on giving you a shot to help you do that. Now, my daughter, who is a vegan and a chef and all that, she will tell me, like, she didn't get vaccinated. Her thing is, our lives are lived to the point, her and her kids, to the point where we don't put that stuff in our body. So our immune systems is up enough. So until we got to go do it. Now, of course, I worry about it.
Of course.
But I don't have an argument to counter that. That makes sense. Yeah. Because her youngest kid is 6, 7, right? Mm-hmm. They don't get sick. Not look like sick. Every now and then they get cold sniffles, right? But they don't get sick like that. My daughter I don't ever remember she gets tired and stuff like that, but not to the point where she been in the house cold, shivering. I'm trying to remember a time when she's been like that in her adult life, and I can't. So maybe there is something to what you keep adding your body.
Oh, definitely it's something to diet.
And I think that
diet and weight.
Yeah, diet, weight.
Because when COVID first hit, people were talking about the obesity rate, and the relationship to people that was getting it.
Right. That's right. And we thought it was all old fat people who caught it, because that's how it was coming out at first. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now they still in more of a danger than somebody else, though.
And with people who have underlying conditions too.
Yeah, and underlying conditions. Teacher's a mean guy.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
Say nothing. I ain't say nothing.
You didn't have to.
You don't have to, boy. We know you.
Topic alone was right in your wheelhouse. You like Barry Bonds.
Dude, over the plate? Man.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, as long as, as long as Omarion's out here doing his dance, you know what I'm saying?
But I already said, I remember like in the summertime, I was like, when the vaccine started getting in full swing, I was like, I'm still masked up to the end of the year at the very least. That was I was going to do that regardless of what they said. There was too many people going there with their bald face
But you know what? You could, and people forget, you could just still get regular sick, man. Like, don't forget about that.
I didn't get regular sick last year or the last 2 years now, almost.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. I have allergies. I have allergies all the time, so allergies is like a constant thing with me. So I got that.
You've been around the nasties. When you get around the nasties, that's what happens.
Right.
Nah. So I did get COVID.
Huh? Go ahead.
I did get COVID though.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. So that like the first night I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my chest was tight and shit.
Right.
And when they guys said they got a vaccine, I was like, yeah, I'm getting that.
Right.
Because I don't want to go through that.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not, man. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. It's like when this strain came out, I was like another as things are starting to seem like it's kind of trying to get back to, here goes another strain. I'm like, but I'm not surprised. And as I watch TV, because I'm here with my mom's for a bit, but she keep the TV on the news all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it at all. Like, I don't need to watch this. Like, I don't need to hear about it all the time. I know the basics. I know like you said, Dwight, if anything wild happened, then I pay attention to that. But I can't pay attention to that all the time. I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's depressing. It's depressing. I know you want to stay aware of stuff, but I don't want to keep talking about it.
And then sometimes, because of the way politics is turned into, it's sort of, it mind you being in the high school lunchroom with some of the stuff that you hear. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd rather just listen to like the local news. Let me find out what's going on around my way, make sure everything is okay. Some of the national news I try to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. Your local news is crazy right now.
I haven't watched the local news.
Thugs, man.
I get alerts, which is crazy because you like thugs around here. Like this is normally you don't even hear about them in the hood as much. Mm-hmm. But that's what everything when when other folks start getting affected by it, then you're starting to get that. But these are just like the robberies are just brazen. Yeah, exactly. We don't use the term brazen until you start hearing about the shit that's going on now. But these are just brazen robberies.
Daytime at lunch,
right?
On the street. Come on, man.
With all due respect to
blame COVID.
That was one of the smoothest robberies I've ever seen. So smooth that I, for a second, was like, somebody had to set the other one up. Because all they took was watches. They didn't take the phones. They didn't take the.
Because if you walk in and you see what people got on, you can lap the block a couple of times and see what they. I blame COVID. These masks. Before you walk in the store with a mask on, they're like, "Excuse me, sir, please."
Right.
What are you doing?
That's true.
Yeah, they had on hoodies and all that anyway. But they was outside. They was on the on the sidewalk. Yeah. So you could just walk around for a second to see what it is. So it's different now. Now you got on top of COVID, we got to dodge. Now you got to deal with these, the stick-up kids out here, and people stupidly saying shit like, "Well, it's because of PPP loans and unemployment has run out." Like, so you honestly think that these are good, hardworking people that decided to say, "Yo, I'm gonna put on a mask and go rob some niggas eating brunch." Sitting down eating brunch. No, these dudes is robbing people anyway. It's just like you said, it just makes it easier now that I got a mask on. Right. So I know there's cameras all around here. So what they gonna do? A 5'9", 200-pound guy with a hoodie on and a mask.
Okay. Yeah, good
luck
with that.
25% of the hood. But now it's because they following people from like Beverly Hills and Hollywood back to their home. Some people got followed 45 minutes out.
That's crazy.
35 minutes out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
crazy.
It's like, how committed are you to sticking up these people that you somebody go from Hollywood to like Rancho?
Damn.
At like 2:00 in the morning, you following somebody? What did they didn't get them, but what was you trying to get from them at that particular time? That you took that ride out there.
Right. Not knowing what to expect.
And then didn't even get them.
You just know where they live and thinking if they live here, this must be something.
It's what we talked about before, like when Pop Smoke got killed, God bless the dead. And, recently with Clarence Avon's wife, I think her name was Jacqueline, God bless her, she got shot in a home invasion.
Right.
Dumbass dude got shot himself.
Right.
Later.
Shot himself, yeah.
Robbed somebody else's thing, just being stupid. He didn't even know he was shooting. And it's like, was the 81-year-old woman a threat to you, dog, that you had to shoot her and kill her?
You couldn't subdue her with
right.
Just you can
push her. She 81.
Sit down.
Right.
She just wants you out of her house and she don't want you to hurt her.
Right.
So you ain't got to do all that shit. It ain't no. And I know, old niggas like us, we talk about codes and shit like that. I mean, be honest, there ain't no code among thieves. Thieves are the worst of the underworld. You know what I'm saying? To me.
Right.
Because it's like, especially if you rob from there was a video of these dudes robbing some woman pushing a stroller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who does that? Come on, man.
Right. Yeah,
You robbing a baby with a baby.
Like, come
nigga,
on, man.
Why not try? I ain't mad at the jokes. Gotta deal with you or the cops or whoever or justice, however it comes to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't my business to get into that. But that's what you're doing. You robbing ladies walking around with their kids.
Because that's easy, man.
Because she's not gonna fight back.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say anything. She will give her whatever. So if you, for lack of a better term,
the baby bag.
Yeah, if you pussy, then that's an easy mark. Why not go after somebody who might have it on them if you like that, if you so menacing? These dudes is pussy. It's ridiculous to do some of that shit. Like shooting old ladies and run up shooting motherfuckers in their driveway when they're trying to go to work. There's one guy out here laid down somebody. He trying to go to work 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Somebody tried to rob
was
before he go to work.
That the Filipino dude?
I can't remember. Yeah, did you see? No, he was coming home. And Filipino dude shot up to
laid down,
and then they wanted to beg him, please, y'all going to shoot me and rob me.
Wow.
Please take these hot ones. Take these hot ones.
Wait, they want to call for their mom or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I had
real.
No sympathy. Yep, no sympathy. The dude that he tried to rob, another guy got robbed getting in his car, trying to roll up on him, carjacked him. He had his joint on him, pulled out, blah, 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 blah. Called the cops, waited for him to come. He right there, sweep his ass up, get him up off my property, please. I don't have no sympathy for people who try to take from, most of the stick-up kids I know robbed other drug dealers or other dudes in the game. They didn't rob just working people, walking with their kids and shit.
Right.
Come on, man. So I don't have no sympathy to whatever happens, to you with that particular time. Right. I hope everybody gets shot up for doing that shit. Maybe it'll stop other people from doing it. You know what I mean?
Another thing, I was y'all should do this too, whatever. But we was at Short Hills the other day, so I'm at valet waiting for my car. All the valet dudes is young, They out there talking about what cars people got and how much money they paid for them and how this is a rip off and they wouldn't spend that much money on this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But anyway, I'm like, so do bring my car back. I had to tip whatever. And so I'm driving off. I'm like, okay, take my registration out the glove box when I valet. You don't think about it, but now it's like,
right,
the
information's right there.
Right.
That's
great
idea.
Wow. Okay.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a
thought about that
idea. Just I posted something today about the air tags and shit. People putting them in chicks' cars behind their license plate. Apple air tags where you could track something if you lose.
Yeah.
And people been putting that on women's cars and luggage and shit, tracking where they go. You know what I'm saying? And they'll get a notification about it and be like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like, I don't have one of them things. And the woman, I just saw the shit on IG, and she was saying every time there was a dot there when somebody checked to make sure where I was at. And I couldn't find where the thing was at on my thing. So I tried to call Apple, tried to call the cops, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, where is this tag? And she said somebody else, and somebody put it behind their license plate. And
they're gonna stop selling those.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, because somebody's gonna get killed. You know what I mean?
That's
one way or the other, it's either gonna be the person getting stalked or the stalker.
And it's gonna be a big lawsuit. as the person make it out.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's like the shit just to make our lives better.
Right.
Somebody using that shit.
Somebody got to twist it and turn around and use it for evil, man. It's a bunch of twisted cats in the world, man, doing stuff like that.
I can honestly say, like right before the Me Too movement, you used to hear a lot of shit. And around that time, you used to see a lot of women post like men are trash and shit. Mm-hmm. And at first, I used to not get offended by it, but it used to pick me off like, come on, man, not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that they didn't mean everybody. Well, I thought that, right? But just thinking of some of the shit we talking about, this is all men. All men making these bad decisions about. All men making these bad decisions about. It's men robbing these people. It's men robbing these people in the streets, running these people's house, killing people. It's men out here that's harassing these women, doing stuff like shit. So when they say that, you kind of got to say, you know what? I get it. I know you're not talking about me because I don't think me. I'm trash. Right. I don't do none of that shit. But I can understand how you got to get up as a woman and walk out the house and deal with all of that shit. Mm-hmm. Now imagine put black on top of that.
Right. That's crazy.
Man, listen. We say that we think about that as men. Like, yo, I got to deal with all this other life shit, and now I got to be a black man on top of that and deal with all the shit, which is a whole nother, discussion with the shit that we got to deal with.
Right.
But black women got to deal with the same shit. And then they got to deal with us who can't deal with that stress of being fucking rabbits and gazelles out here in the fucking world. Mm-hmm. And sometimes unwittingly, we take it out on the women. And they just here to try to make that a soothing thing for us. And they got to get outside of the shit that they going with just to deal with our shit to try to help us out.
Right, that's true. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. COVID and criminals and all type of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
And then recently we had a bunch of people passing away. Like 5 rappers and passed away in 5 4 months, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And shit with, Virgil passing away.
Yeah, Virgil. That's crazy. That was crazy. That was like, you never know what somebody's going through. You know?
That's crazy.
You never know what somebody's going through.
You would never think he was sick, man.
Right.
Gotta give his team respect for being able to keep that under wraps too, because that's not
nobody.
Same thing with Chadwick Boseman. Nobody really knew. I mean, probably people on the set, but even they kept it on the low.
We saw him. We saw him though. We saw Chadwick, and he looked like I just thought he was losing weight for a role. I thought it was for a role. That's what I thought.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
But Virgil, I can't remember the last time I saw him, but I felt like he looked the same as he always looked. So it's just kind of crazy.
I like the way we found out. I found out from his IG post.
Right.
I'm scrolling. I see his post. I'm reading. I'm like, wait, is he talking in third person? Wait.
Right. Crazy. 41 years old. I mean, he did a lot.
So much in the last few years.
He did a lot.
Yeah, but a lot. I admire his. Even though I wasn't a fan of the stuff that he put out too much, I couldn't take anything away from his
impact was still on
he was knocking doors down, basically putting people on, you know what I'm saying? This whole crew members out there doing literally
whole crew
heads of this and heads of this, and so you can't front on that. But I said, it was just what he had ahead of him. Almost remind me when Kobe passed away. Kobe passed at 41 or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm.
So it's like it seemed like he was just getting he was just getting comfortable with what he's about to do with the rest of his life. And he's about to do great.
Kobe had stuff coming in a different arena of life.
Right.
No, still, but
it's what I'm saying is Virgil, he never, as good as he was, as much as he's accomplished, he still didn't reach the pinnacle of his career.
That's what I meant to say. He was about to get it into so many other things. 41 was wild young for him, for what he was doing. Yeah. He just got that Louis gig, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
3 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah.
So just imagine what he was about to do when he was what Virgil would have been at 45. of what Virgil would have been at 50.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He designed the cars. He was
like it was so much other stuff that was going to go on. Think and liking him to Steve Jobs because it's two different things. But Steve Jobs died young too. You know what I'm saying? Think about the stuff he had already accomplished. Imagine what he would have had on deck. Going on. So to have that type of intellect and that type of talent in Virgil's case, you know what I mean, lost at that young age, is something that even if, like I said, even if I wasn't a fan of Off-White or Louis like that, I don't wear it like that.
Right.
I still could appreciate what he did for the, you know,
absolutely.
And being black in that particular arena, he had to work twice as hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not 3 times as hard to get there and then prove that, you know, I didn't get here because it's the cool thing. And in his credit, he got that job before it was the wave to start hiring black people in those, you know, particular positions. Right. So you got to that.
It's a sad thing, man. You know, you wonder. I mean, think about how many people he's probably inspired. Like young kids coming up after him, he's inspired already.
Yeah.
I'm talking about young. I'm not talking about you already. I know he inspired you, nigga. I get that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy, man, to see somebody so talented get cut down so quickly. Like you said,
and on the low, he did a lot of stuff for his hometown of Chicago. My girl's from Chicago, and he did a lot of stuff that he didn't have to worry about getting recognition for.
Right.
But you know, grassroots shit, you know what I'm saying? Not just, you know, pal athlete and shit like that. He did some good shit. So, you know,
I never heard anyone say a bad word about him either.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really heard anybody. I know there was.
I've always thought that was because you know, most people will let the chopper fly, especially when you go. You know what I'm saying? They don't be fake on you. But you know, it's people that didn't have to give him love that gave him love. Right. And people that you didn't even know that rock with him like that who gave him love after that. I always thought that was a measure of a person, not even a man. It's just a measure of a person. People speak to you, number one, when you're not around them, how they speak to you when you're gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you want to be able to, especially when you're not around, you know, you want people to big you up when you're not around.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it seemed like he had that type of effect on people.
Yeah, I mean, especially because he was really connected to our culture because that's where he come from.
Every part of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Fashion, music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was so like most people don't know how many album covers he designed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, "Oh, word!" I was like, "I didn't like." He did the Watch the Throne one, right?
Yep.
He was like the executive director of that because dude for Givenchy did the actual artwork.
Okay,
the gold
it was his idea. Yeah, it was his idea, and
I know some people call that
framework behind it.
He did 2 Chainz, right? He did 2 Chainz. He did 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz album cover was dope.
Yeah. He did my Twisted Dark Fit, right?
Dope.
Yeah. He did Yeezy.
He did Westside.
He did Westside. Pray for Paris. Pray for Paris.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Virgil, man. Shout out to Virgil. And then I saw a couple of videos of him giving some speeches when he passed away that I'd never seen before.
Right.
He used to go to Harvard and speak. Like,
you gotta respect. One thing I say about our culture has given, like, there's been like classes about Nas and Tupac, and you know what I'm saying. It's like our culture has permeated from, like, think about what Kool Herc did to what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We are the, I guess it'd be people maybe 5 or 10 years our senior, right? We young in the like older hip hop generation. We the first ones. We the first wave.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because our grandparents ain't, you know, Grandmaster Flash in them age. They was a lot older than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Same thing with our parents. You know, Grandmaster Flash, I don't think he's 70. You know what I'm saying? I think he might be like 60 or something.
Right. In the 60s.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
my mom's
like my pop's age.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So my mom's 71, so she grandmother age. So most people, that's you know, like that.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think about it. Ice-T is in his 60s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
is
I think he's like in his early 60s. Early 60s or late 50s. Yeah, like he's older than Dre, and like he's older than him. Yeah. You know, and he's hip hop. Like he's always been the same type of dude.
I
like,
see my cousin and shit. distant cousin, like third cousin-ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he from Jersey though, right?
Yeah.
Jersey,
Because
that's right.
we had a historian in our family named Sheila, and she passed away a few years ago. God bless her. And she used to give us all that stuff. And I found out that somebody that Maul went to high school with actually used to play for the Celtics with Sean McLeod. That's one of my cousins too. It was a bunch of people, a few actors, some people that I knew, that I grew up around, that that we used to joke and say we was cousins, and find out like, oh shit, they actually are. And not too far removed either. Like my mom's side of the family is much deeper than I knew about when I was growing up, as far as her cousins and stuff like that, distant cousins. Yeah. But yeah, man. So I don't know. So who do you think is next in that? I didn't see Virgil because he was kind of
a question for Latif.
Kanye kind of put him on. Yeah, exactly. Kanye kind of put him on. Yeah, right.
Kanye put a lot of people on.
He did. He put a lot of people.
I don't know who else is in. Like who else is in the pipeline? Oh, speaking of which,
Trevor Lorenzo.
Speaking of which, did you see the XXL cover?
Yeah, hip hop heavyweight.
They had like
three covers.
Like Peacemakers. There'd probably be somebody out of that particular.
I gotta say, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't examine everybody on the cover. So, but I saw a couple.
When we do the music thing, we'll revisit
that. Yeah.
What are we talking about? Music?
No, I was talking about overall. We were saying how Virgil was one of those people that had.
Okay.
Then he ascended to.
Right.
You saying who's the next person in general?
Who's the next person that that has that type of effect?
Influence. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Because the way he started was crazy. Like running with ASAP and them.
Right.
The first thing he sold was he bought some freaking flannel jackets and wrote Pyrex on the back of them. Got Pyrex screen on the back of them.
That was him?
That was him. Yeah. He bought some flannels for $15, $20 from a venture store. Sold them for $250.
Nice, man.
Got him to wear them videos. That was his birth in art and fashion.
And he still, and it's not like he ever left that. He was still like he was just at the Met, right?
Yeah.
And he had sprayed the front of his joint. He had the all white joint on, right?
The most recent.
Yeah, he was there. He was there. And he had sprayed, I don't know what he sprayed on it was in blue. Like I was like, this guy, he's nice with that. Like it's just, I was like, I couldn't do it. My should be all sloppy trying to write.
But like that minimalist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Text he uses, the writing on things, the plain, like the plainness of everything. He started all that.
Right. Simplicity. I mean, Jerry Lorenzo does the same thing with his stuff, with the essentials, like clean lines. Clean. He just posted some of
it's coming out after Christmas.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I just gotta know what's some gear.
Oh, okay.
I heard the name before, but I'm not as hip as you guys. So put me on Jerry Lorenzo.
Jerry Lorenzo, he was under he was with Ye and Virgil. He branched off to Adidas. He was with Nike. He was with Nike first.
That's why I heard the name at Adidas before. I think he was.
He was with Nike first.
Okay, and then did he move over to Adidas when Ye went to Adidas? Yeah,
and he has his own. He has a clothing line now. Fear God.
Fear God. Yeah.
Dope.
Okay.
And then he got an essentials line, which is hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, sweaters, which they sell at PacSun. Sweatshirts $90, sweatpants $100.
Hold up, the little white boy thrift store, PacSun in the mall.
Yeah, but you can never buy it unless you're camping out or you get it online quickly. Yeah. And now they resell for like $300 for a sweatshirt.
Of course,
$280 for the pant. Like it's crazy.
So we're gonna have a whole fashion at EP2. I'm gonna have a lot of questions for you too, buddy, because that whole thing, generating that whole it's just interesting to me.
And we know a lot of people that's into that, so that'll be a good
to do. We'll take care of that. But to bring it back full circle, I mean, ultimately, man, to see that brother not be with us anymore is a shame. But to know he did so much within that short time, knowing what he could have still done, but we appreciate what he did within that time. And he was so respected because the outpouring of love was crazy. Like you said, when people that you didn't know rock with him was sincere, that it was crazy, and it's good to see that. So he had a real impact on the culture.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Gotta respect losing these Titans.
What'd you say?
Soon, man.
Yeah, we gotta stop losing Titans.
Yo, past 2 years, it was Nipsey, Kobe, Chadwick, boom, boom, and not to mention all other like Biz and Kango Kid just died. Like very
big boys.
Kango. Yeah, recipes of Kango.
Yeah, it's just like big.
It's like Tommy Hilfiger dying like at
40 years old.
Yeah.
Right. We were
after his first collection or something.
Crazy. It's crazy, man.
But if we don't do anything else, go to the doctor. Go get yourself checked out, because sometimes with early detection, you can get it taken care of. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can fight through it. Eat better, drink your water, exercise, do whatever you can. I mean, you can pray all you want, but we got to do our part too.
Yeah, execute. Execute.
Yeah, we got to do our part too.
I also wanted to talk about something that's just happened recently with my man Prime Time, the new head coach of Jackson State. Must be the money. And how he flipped was it number 1 or number 2 recruit?
I've seen both.
I've seen both too, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But who was formerly committed to Florida State?
Deion's alma mater.
Right.
Florida State. Yeah.
And he flipped him to come to Jackson State, the HBCU. Now,
like Deion said, he ain't flip him.
Right.
We just took back what was ours anyway.
And I heard the statement from the kid about, he felt like this was like he's taking on something. Like the gist of it was he's taking on something that's bigger than him. Like he sounded
like he got some brains.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, yo, I so respect that, because most people they're gonna go with the bigger school, the bigger name, the more attention and resources and all that. But I have to respect this young cat for coming here. Now I'm not gonna say the tide has changed and we're gonna start seeing, but it's a great start. It might be a slow burn, but it's gonna start. Especially when you have, and it means something. Not it's because most importantly is because Prime is the head coach. We know that. So once you have more notable sports figures taking these head coach jobs, like Eddie George, like Eddie George at where's he at?
Tennessee
State, and and he was at Grambling.
Jackson at Grambling.
So it's like you see more of those notable figures that you already know coming to these HBCUs. That's another way to attract more. But I definitely think it's going to start to shift slowly. I don't think it's going to be, but it's going to
be slow. Now. Yeah.
There was a 4-star quarterback that went to UCLA that is transferring to Grambling, play quarterback. Right? He just somebody else just transferred. I saw that's going to Southern. Somebody. Well, I think what's going to happen, especially when you get high, and the coach means everything. If you're a defensive back, who else would you want to go play for other than Deion? You know what I'm saying?
True.
Right? He won the best ever. Some say the best ever. So at the very least, you could learn something from him that you might not get. You might not get at Florida State. If you look at Florida State, they haven't been good in a few years. They've been switching out coaches. The last 5 years, and have 3 different coaches, something like that.
Right.
That ain't no stability there. Now they got better facilities and all that type of stuff. But I think if you looked at Jackson State's stadiums, like when they played their home games last year, every one of them was sold out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? But he may be the first in 2027, 2028, 2030. I think the switch that you're talking about happening, and we all think that may be coming, trickling now, maybe even more heavy, because I think that people are going to start seeing it's more than just the athletics is cool, and that's going to get better. Because the campus life at most HBCUs, I've been to both, I don't think that, I would say that, I know for a fact that the campus life at Ohio State is not as good as the campus life at Morgan.
That's what I'm saying.
High school kids don't know that coming out of high school, though.
Right.
Now they don't. But I think it's starting to become more. You know what I mean?
That's part of your recruiting thing for HBCU. Bring that motherfucker to homecoming. That's got to be part of your recruiting strategy. You got to.
Morgan used to have their recruits come during midterms. When everybody there with sweats on, girls got their hair in a ponytail. Like, I ain't thinking about you, nigga. I gotta get this grade. I gotta go home. With these grades. I can't be bullshitting. So it's like, bring them, like you said, come into a homecoming, especially if you're playing football. If you got your recruit coming to a homecoming, how could you not do that? How could you not bring the recruit to when Morgan plays Howard in basketball?
It might be something with the recruitment period, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The recruitment period, yeah.
Okay.
You can't just recruit all year round.
No. You can't come on an official visit during that time. Right.
But you
can come if you're trying to
tampering and shit.
No. If say you when Morgan's one of the schools you think about going to, right? Mm-hmm. You live in DC. You and your dad decide to go to the homecoming game for Morgan.
Oh, definitely.
You don't say, you don't say nothing to the coaches and nothing like that. You just go check out the game. I always think that you should at least invite the player. Like your people should come around for this if you can. You within driving distance. This will show you exactly what it is. As far as the athletics and all that come, you a player that can start all that. You need to go around and talk to other people and see if you can make that happen. Don't you want to play with dudes that's just as good as you? Would you rather go play at South Dakota State or would you rather go to Hampton? You know what I'm saying? Would you rather go to Northern Arizona? Would you rather go to Howard?
Yeah. So one of the things I think is going to help this process is, the kid is nice to what he does and what happens. Like if he gets picked to NFL, like, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot have to do with that to see what happens with this kid.
And if he stays, he has to stay. He has to stay and get drafted.
I'm sure he's going to stay. I'm not sure.
You don't think so? In basketball,
yeah.
Okay.
There's been a few kids that's gone and left. So,
but you know what? The ones that I've heard that have left, and I want to be respectful as possible as I can to these.
The pause, though. He's trying to get his words together.
They wasn't playing. They wasn't getting no minutes.
Who?
P-Son wasn't getting no minutes. Everybody at Tennessee State, if you look on everybody from there, when he was talking about getting hurt, like I said, Tennessee State is in Nashville. Nashville got Fisk University. You know what I'm saying? One of the best medical programs in the world, not just in Tennessee.
But they're not part of the staff.
No, it's Tennessee State University. They have access to any of them schools. You know what I'm saying?
Who's on their staff though? That's part of it. If you're getting bad, because the trainers give you your information. When you get hurt, you go to your trainer first from the team.
I get that part.
Okay, we should do this. We should do that.
Mm-hmm.
If your trainer is giving you wrong information, that could fuck up your career.
You're absolutely right. So we should expect whatever school he go to, he should put numbers on the board, because apparently it was the Tennessee State's medical staff that was holding him back. That's why he wasn't.
That's what P. That's what P. Like R.J. Cole that went to Howard. He was there like 2 years. He left. Went to Connecticut, UConn.
Mm-hmm.
The number one recruit that went there to Howard, he left. I don't know his reasoning. Like there's been a few kids that go in basketball. Now I think with basketball, if especially now the way AAU is and the high school season is, all these kids know each other.
Okay, right.
Like everybody that's good high school knows each other because you're in camps together. You're playing against each other all year round.
Makes sense.
You spend time. So if, say, 4 kids, different positions, hey, let's go to this school. That will be a change because immediately that team is top 25 contender.
Kind of like what what they doing in the NBA with the players trying, like, yo, let's go to this that type of thing. Oh, okay. Yes. I see that. That would be a big shift. That's a big shift thing.
But I've always said that would be the thing. It'd have to be so let us be the ones that bring Howard or Morgan to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? We're only gonna be here a year or two anyway.
Right.
That's why I think that shift will happen faster in basketball than it will in football. But
there's too many people on a football team.
Yeah, but I also think in football it's better because they got to be there for 3 years. If they stay in that particular school, you got to stay in college for 3 years before you go. So if you go there and say you are good. And maybe your second year, somebody else comes and say, "Yo, I want to play with homeboy." You know what I'm saying? We could be on some real shutdown corner stuff. Say the next corner from next year come. So now you got the top two, the last 2 years, two best cornerbacks are playing in Jackson State's, thing. That would be something change it up. And then, maybe you got to be a quarterback and a wide receiver. That's you know what I'm saying? That go there and be like, "Yo, son, let's go out here to Florida A&M and get busy." I do believe like it has to be more than just one guy in any sport you pick.
It has to be more than one, because you have to. Because especially in football, one guy is not going to make a team good.
Yeah,
right.
But four guys,
you'd be a great quarterback. Your offensive line is terrible.
4 guys change depending on, like you say, you get a quarterback, you get a defensive end, you get a corner, and you get maybe a wide receiver or a linebacker. Any of them positions in the top 5, and all of them going at the same time to a particular school, automatically is changing that school's,
that's the thing that probably won't happen.
But
soon.
I think it can happen.
I think it can happen. You know why? Because it happens now with Alabama. It happens now with Ohio State. It happens now with Clemson.
Yeah.
It happens now with any school that's the top in like top 5 that's perennial like that.
Right.
They always know somebody that's going
like
exactly or the same city or they played in the same. They played against each other in high school, and they know. Son was nice when I played against him in the state. So he going to Alabama. This dude going to Alabama. He going to Alabama. I'm the second ranked whatever position I'm playing. I'm going there too. Nick Saban won 7 national championships.
Right.
That's almost a no-brainer to pick that.
I'd love to see it. But I'm talking about for HBC. Like, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but anytime soon. Like what y'all talking about? I don't know.
What's your definition of soon?
What's this? 2021. So within the next 7 years.
I was gonna say 5. I can see something like that happen in the next 5. I don't know if it'll be 4 or 5 of them, but I can see 3 dudes getting together. Maybe 2 of them being on the same team and somebody like that.
Right.
Put it this way, say somebody like the Ball brothers. Maybe they're not all brothers, but at least they in the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 of them are seniors, or and one's a junior. He'll come the next year or something. But I can see them saying, "You know what? We're gonna change," because maybe their parents will be parents like us. That might be a little bit different. And I think 5 years from now, it may not be every HBCU that goes up to that, because North Carolina A&T is the one football school that has gone full Division 1A. I think it'll be one, maybe Hampton, because they've gone and had success in the tournament. Maybe it'll be somebody like Hampton, got a great campus. They don't have the powerful alumni to get them there as far as the money is concerned. I think Howard is the one school that can do that. I think Howard can have some alumni that can speak to some players and be like, "Look, whatever y'all not getting, y'all gonna be all right when we get there." But see, Howard don't have the same. I guess they like it looking old. But think about what.
Right.
And I'm not.
I don't go to Howard right now.
I don't mean that as a diss. Howard's campus compared to Morgan's campus, no comparison.
Yeah.
No comparison.
Yeah.
Morgan should be like.
Wasn't the kids just on strike? Having like a sit in or sit out?
Last year. This school year, actually, like the beginning of the school year.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Exactly. Just the other day and shit. Right? But that's a true story, though. You know what I'm saying? And, that's but that's what I'm saying. I think
it's going to take both. It's going to take the kids and a school, because even like,
and that NIL,
as a kid and your parent,
the NIL helps too.
That helps.
The fact that they can get money, and it's like, "Yo, give me 2 years. You give us 2 years, we can get a couple of people. By the time your second year comes, we could be in the tournament trying to get some noise." Because look, all it's going to take is a HBCU to get to the Sweet 16. You know what I'm saying? And if a school like
that's not it though. That's not it though.
No.
They got to get some money. Like, because I'm telling you, like, if you're a kid in Maryland, you get recruited by Maryland, Howard, Morgan.
Question: money for what specifically?
Like facilities? Okay, so
go ahead.
You go to Maryland. I've been in Maryland. Been in the locker room.
Right.
You walk in, it's crazy.
University of Maryland.
University of Maryland.
All right, college ball.
Crazy. Facilities is crazy.
Right.
You go in the locker room, you talk to the coach. He tells you, "Oh yeah, and for our games, we have a chartered plane, our own plane that sits at a 747 that sits at the airport just for us.
Mm-hmm.
So our kids don't miss class. Our tutors are there on board. We fly out, we fly in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Go to Howard, we taking this bus 10 hours.
See, that's the thing.
Okay, I get that. I get it. Man. I get
Maryland has that now. Big Ten money.
No, that's booster money.
No. Listen, they got. That's what I mean. That they were in the ACC before, right?
Yeah. Which
was still crazy, but that football, the piece of money they get from football, they wasn't playing in like half of the. If it's what 11 teams in the Big Ten, 9 of them niggas got 80,000 stadiums in football. Football pay the bills. In any case,
that plane.
No, that's what I'm saying. But football pays the bills and anything else. When you move into no HBCU makes the football money that the lowest.
No, but they gotta get something. They gotta get it from somewhere. Exactly.
So the boosters for University of Michigan are the ones that pay for the locker rooms, pay for the, like you said, pay for the planes, the uniforms, where that come from, the sponsorship and all that. But anything else that they need extra come from them boosters. Yeah. So that's what we got to do as HBCU alumni is raise the money for that. Now, how we do that specifically, I don't know if we could ever get that.
That's Pop Job. What are you doing? Where his son go? His son play football. Where'd he go?
UCLA.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. You would have went to UCLA too.
Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Not for nothing. I mean, that's you know what I mean? But that's because his dad was out here.
Right.
I don't know if you went to UCLA if Puff lived in New York full time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Puff been out here for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd have came out here too if my dad lived there. You see, son, it's 80 degrees here every day. So how are we doing? And the uniforms is fire, and the girls. Let's not forget that. You know? But that's the same. If you walked across Hampton's campus on a Wednesday, it would smash UCLA's, unless you was a, Becky Love and all that shit. But for the most part, you walked across
Hampton, that distraction.
Bowie State.
Kids don't need that distraction, man.
Nah, it's a distraction, but it's a good distraction. It makes you, because think about all the girls we met when we were in college. None of them was bum ass chicks when they came to school. None of them. They all had classes, all of them graduated. And once it got to the point where if you was acting crazy and you wasn't taking care of your business, like, God, I gotta go to class. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do this lab, I gotta do whatever. They're not gonna mess around with you. That's how most women are. You know what I mean? At least the ones we met in college.
True.
And I think it's like that at other schools too. It's like, they're not here for the play. The athlete might be like that. The guy may be like that, but most girls, you're not going home telling your dad you came out here to do some dumb shit and messed up his money. Right. We got to go get you.
Athletics, that's a job too.
Oh yeah.
You messing up your money.
Right. Right. That's true. That's true.
But you're not messing up your parents' money. It's a whole nother.
No.
And that's a whole nother pressure.
Right.
But when, like you said, when you get to college, it's like when you're in high school, it's a job to me, because especially if y'all good and you traveling and all that stuff, that's tiring. I still always wonder how tough it had to be. Like, imagine playing a back-to-back, right? Where the first game on Friday, you got to play against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Then the next night, you got to play against LeBron James and Anthony Davis. This is after you flew in from playing the Bulls or somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 2 days before then.
Right.
And they're like, they on a plane or whatever like that. I was like, dog, I can't sleep on a plane. I don't know if every NBA player can sleep on a plane.
Right.
They eat the same food. And I'm like, bro, he still got to guard this nigga for 48 minutes. And then the next night, after flying in from another city.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it makes sense on why they get this money. You know what I mean?
That's true.
No, they deserve it.
Yeah. Well, I just want to.
Yeah. Speaking of that.
What?
I was going to say, you deserve it. We was going to go to
Oh,
how our boy is in the spotlight right now.
The new superstars of listen, when we was talking about it yesterday, you said if anybody needs to be famous and popular, it's these dudes. And the dudes we talking about are Earn Your Leisure's Rashad and Troy. That's
Troy.
Yeah. And the master investor dude, Ian Dunlap.
Yeah, Ian and Trapper, Wall Street Trapper.
Wall Street Trapper. Those
and
four.
Man, Neil Davis. So it's a bunch of them cats. Yeah.
Their rise this year has been incredible. Like
if we had a Black People magazine, right?
Yo,
D Nice was on the cover. D Nice was on the cover last year. This year it would be all them dudes we just named. They would be the men of the year or person of the year for 2021. If we want to have for Black People magazine,
guarantee they'll make it into some rap songs. Their names.
You're already there. I heard them.
I'm waiting for a mixtape to drop.
Yeah,
Earn Your Leisure. The Gangsta Grills with Earn Your Leisure. DJ drop.
Let me say this before I what I was going to say.
No.
I have much love and respect for all of them dudes.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? I follow all of them. I pay attention to a lot of the jewels and stuff that they give us.
Yeah.
And like I was telling my brothers yesterday, if anybody in our culture should be famous, it should be them, because they teaching us how to take care of our money, grow our money, and take care of our families as we get older and leave something for bills. I just worry about the celebrity side of our culture being vultures when it comes to them. You know what I'm saying? And just being next to them because they the hot things, and if it is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, on one hand, you can say, well, maybe those alliances are opening up what those jewels they're giving to somebody who might not have paid attention to them. If they, maybe if they wasn't on stage with Jim Jones, they wouldn't even pay attention to what they were saying.
Right.
But then it's, on the other end, it's like, and like I said, yesterday I struggled with this because I didn't want to sound like a hater, and I had to be clear.
I told you, man.
But I told you. But I had to be clear. Go on. The hater, it had nothing to do with them. It wasn't them. I want them to get every flower that they getting right now because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We need, like I said, if anybody's going to be famous and have notoriety, it should be guys who are teaching us how to be better off with our money. You know what I'm saying? And not wasting it.
You're just afraid because they remind you. They remind you of people that might have been in our crew, and when that celebrity gets too much, you feel like it's gonna, I don't
want them to get corrupted.
There you go.
By the celebrity.
I don't think they will. I think they
I don't think they will because
they're not young niggas. Let's be clear.
But I also think it seems like they enjoy this too.
Right.
That's where I get.
They enjoy it,
and that's where I get. Oh, don't get me wrong.
They crave it.
We've all had a taste, so it's definitely sweet. And for them, it's come a little later. So I'm hoping that by now they'll see what's they come. I hope one of them will pop out here with Black China in 2 weeks.
It came later, but it's coming at such a high level for them that it's nothing they can do, man.
Yeah, it's not.
It's nothing they can do, but just keep trying to stay true to themselves. But
which they're doing.
They decide with an agency, man. Like a talent agency.
Yeah,
they want to enjoy this life, man.
And that's the thing that worried me. That's the thing that worried me. I was like,
he's talent.
Yeah. And then you said, like you said, he might end up with a caught with a brick of cocaine and a white girl, in Miami, too much from that.
Hey, he's gonna enjoy the life, man. They don't mean he still can't tell you about investing that dollar.
Listen,
but what he does with his dollars from now on,
right,
must be something different.
He's earned his leisure.
Yes.
You see what I did there?
Exactly.
We're talking this evening. Shit.
It's just, and the funny thing is when I hit y'all about it, it was because I follow all of them. It was just one picture of them that I was like,
uh-oh.
Was that with the
one of them had the silk shirt on.
And
one had a silk shirt on with the slacks and the.
They might have been on the boat, man. They might have been on the boat, man.
Nah, they was on the sidewalk.
It was on solid ground, son. But listen, I love it because, in essence, I'm not really surprised because even though they're educating us, they're from where we're from, so they're relatable. So I see why they're doing this, but they can keep it as long as they keep it balanced. It's good. Like keep continuing to entertain and educate.
They don't owe us nothing, man.
They don't. This all just started from that picture. I was just like, it just popped something in my head. Like
I had the same.
I hope they stayed.
I saw the picture, and then I saw that they signed to. Because usually you would see them, and I know they's probably going out or some shit like that. So I ain't gonna kill them over that. They's probably on the way out. But it's like I done seen y'all on the way out before,
right?
And then it was a lot less gold buckles on them chain clickouts before.
Come on, man. YouTube money coming in, man. What you talking about?
Yeah. So that's why, and this is why I like it. Like I said, if there's anybody that is going to be famous and be out there and get notoriety and get interviews and all that stuff, I would love it to be somebody like that instead of somebody who's out here embarrassing themselves first, and then other people think that they're a representation of us.
Ultimately, I think they're going to be fine. It just, I just speculated for a second. I was just like, that's all I was doing.
Yeah.
I just, I think they're going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I just,
It was something that was funny, and like I said, and like I asked y'all yesterday, if we'd have seen the same kind of movements from them, and they's around a whole bunch of white people, we'd have been thinking, oh God, now they done sold out.
This is true.
That's how
I don't think it's selling out. I don't think it's selling out.
Because that's how you move. you like what took the nigga so long? That's what you think.
That's funny. What took them so long? Hilarious.
Only problem I'm gonna have with them is one of them start rapping.
See, that's the thing. I saw they did one of their joints, and I saw they did one of their they do the like theater type things. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of one of them, it was like the Dipset niggas rhyming, and I'm like,
yeah.
They have an affinity for Jim Jones. I don't know what it is. I
think because y'all from, not them, but y'all, but they from the same kind of area. You know what I'm saying? They're from BX Uptown.
Yeah.
So and they're the age that I'm thinking that they are.
Yeah.
They were definitely fans of them niggas coming up.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
And not for nothing, if you could take somebody like that and, give them some of your know-how, to make their lives better, and then he show you some appreciation. It's like, yo, I helped somebody out there I fuck with. I listen to this nigga every day. I'm telling him how to put his money in there to make sure that his kids is good. I think there's probably some dope shit about that. So, part of us was joking when we thought about that, but I definitely want to protect them brothers and make sure that they don't get, sidetracked.
You think they taking not taking people's money, but say fab or something? Like, I know what y'all doing. Y'all moving right.
Oh, yeah.
Take this.
Right.
Do with this whatever you're doing with yours.
I don't think so. I don't think they're doing that at all. I think that they know that would put them in a spot they don't want to be. Because you take the wrong dude's money and try to explain to him about PE ratio, you might end up in a ditch somewhere. Dead ass. So but I definitely, and I think both of them used to be financial advisors. I think that was their jobs at some particular time. I just think that they give the jewels out, because every now and then they'll talk about what they invest in, but they differ from Ian. Ian will let you know exactly what, put money in this, put money in this, put in this. And I think with them, they sort of just let you know some of the information that we might have not been privy to,
right,
as people who weren't financial advisors. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I had no idea. When you see the banking industry fighting crypto so much, for me to see Rashad's video earlier about how the United States be auctioning crypto off that they seize from criminals like that, right. And I'm sure they're keeping some of that. They'd be stupid if they didn't.
Right.
So it's like, all right, y'all dealing from two sides of the deck, you know what I'm saying, being so far behind banking so much that y'all bailed them out, you know what I'm saying, twice, you know what I mean? And then selling this shit that kind of want to put them out of business. And it's supposed to be deregulated, but how can it be deregulated if y'all auction it off? Y'all not doing that. At least y'all not supposed to be. Unless y'all just treating it like another asset, like a house or a car or something like that. But, you know, it's just interesting stuff that I get from them. So, you know, it's selfish as it is. And like T said, they don't owe us shit.
They don't.
They never gave us nothing else. They've done enough for us as a culture so far.
Yeah.
But I want them to keep on doing that. I want them to be 60 years old on some and giving us jewels like we hear from Warren Buffett every now and then. We needed to see people that look like us doing the same exact thing, and they could actually be that, you know, one day. You know, you never know. You know, they started like that for us now, and there's a bunch of people that are like that in whole different lanes.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? So, you know, absolutely. And of course, you don't want to just take from one race. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. But the fact that we would have somebody on that look like us giving us the same information that, you know, some of these other people are getting is a blessing for us. I just want them cats to just stay around.
Yeah, salute them cats, man. We definitely appreciate them, man. Just, you know, don't get caught up in the limelight. It's blinding. You know.
Is it?
Just gotta embrace it. Just gotta embrace it.
Gotta embrace that limelight.
I remember when I moved out here and I said to myself, it's like, all right, I done so much other shit when I was in the East that coming out here wouldn't really jade me like that, right? The one difference is the stuff that we got into in the East, it was more music-based. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to promotions and, you know, we was working for the label and all this other type of shit. That Hollywood thing is a lot different because it's more prevalent because in music, nobody, or if you're a producer or you're a promoter, somebody might not even see your face, don't even know what the hell you look like, which I actually prefer. But out here, if you're in Hollywood, the idea is to be seen.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a whole nother lane. You know? And being around that was both it was attractive and maddening at the same time. Because it was just being seen was good enough to make some people celebrities out here. And that part of it was disgusting. There's no other word I could put other than that. Maybe, you know, disappointing. But, you know, I think I expected just more out of people, you know, and seeing people turn into groupies in front of people that we wouldn't even deem celebrities. We would say, oh, dude was on TV.
Right.
And you know, that's a whole nother animal than, you know, than how other people think of it. But sure,
we different over here.
You see that, and you walking around, you see guys and girls, you know what I mean, shuffling around, people like that. Be like, oh, you're like 35 years old. Like, that's how you moving out here?
Yeah, we even ask for autographs out here. No, we don't do that.
Well, I think all the people that we met that we should have pictures with, that we don't.
We don't do that.
You know what I mean? We genuinely fans of. It's like that wasn't our thing. We was like, nah, we got bottles over here too. and I think that was just, and it's almost it's not a hating thing. When I look back on it, I used to say we was hating, and it might have been that because they just had to bring the faces out. You know, they just had to bring the faces out. If you was around somebody that was doing that, it's like, oh, okay, y'all surround this nigga because he played for, you know, Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. Right. And this is you talking about like 98 or 2005 when the Bucks wasn't even good. You know, now I can blame you, but this dude, like, but you can't say that because then you're just looking at it like, all right, so how's a way that I can get this person to notice us without me running over there trying to be in her ear for a half hour? You know what I mean? Crazy. And the only way to do that is the bucket.
Ice. And the garbage.
That shit is like, you know, they say you blow a whistle and it's a frequency only certain animals or something can hear. That's what the bottles is. That shit had their head turning. You don't even know. And we used to argue with the chick, like, look, don't come through here with them goddamn sparklers. Like, just come through with the bottles. I don't want to see none of that.
Bring no sparklers.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It would be a chick from 500 feet away, and she would just, and it'd be like a movie scene, like, and the camera get real close and shit. Like, yo,
I think it's different now, though, man.
Huh?
I think it's different now because, like, most spots, there's not even like
ain't no dance
this
floor.
minimum general.
Right.
And
it's more tables than it is spots for people to stand up and do nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad I don't go. Like,
most spots you can't go into if you don't have a table. Like, so it's different now.
Way different. And I'm glad I'm retired.
Yeah, you know, out that game.
4 times a year when I do that. And then
if somebody I know is
give me to a lounge where me and the bartender can talk, and it might just only be 4 of us in there. That's heaven to me now. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go somewhere, you tell me, yo, it's 900 people, and it was like, the fuck it is.
Right. Especially now.
Yeah, especially now. But even with no COVID,
right?
You tell me it's more than 200 people in a spot that's not a stadium or something like that.
Right.
Nah, son, I'm good. I don't want to be.
Yeah, I do like my space. I like my space.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, live shit like that. Live and all that is cool. But it got to be something special. Like, it got to be. I can't do it all the time no more. And you don't got to do with money. It's just boring now because, number one, the music ain't to my liking. I just want to go for the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? The girls in there is gorgeous and shit. You know, it's just, we like the juice. We like the action. So that part of it is cool. But I can't, I just don't have the energy to do it all the time no more. Because
not all the time.
Yeah.
I don't see how people go out every weekend. Like,
no, not at all.
I used to be.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Thursday,
once upon a time, hit that's that ground running.
Yeah, that was
too much money.
That's just
right.
too much money.
Especially the places that we want to go.
I was selling weed. Yeah. Well, I was selling weed in the club and all that shit. Back then, we was wild. So we had so much shit going on. Going in there was like, we was just blowing the dough that was coming through. We had the crazy credit cards and all that shit. It was, what a time to be alive, man.
What a time.
I wasn't out there. What you talking about? Nope. But yeah.
What a time. And on that note, before we go down memory lane, because we got stories for days.
Happy holidays, everybody, coming up.
Yes. Happy holidays. Enjoy. Be safe.
No Christmas tree this year,
Oh, no Christmas tree?
I have a Christmas tree, of course.
Oh,
of course I have a Christmas tree.
Oh.
Remember last year at this time, we were filming.
Oh, yeah.
Because of YouTube.
We're gonna do one. We're gonna do a next episode for the new year, the music joint. So you get set up in your spot there.
No, I'm good.
I might be on the beach. If we catch a heat wave, I'm going right to Malibu.
It said something about 70 on Christmas out here.
Crazy.
That's on Saturday.
It's supposed to rain out here for Christmas. That's
crazy.
Bullshit. Rain on Christmas, man?
Boo-hoo, nigga.
It ain't even cold enough to get snow. So it's gonna be, and everybody out here everybody here is transplants, so these niggas can't drive in the rain because it never rains out here.
Right.
Taking your life in your hands, right? Driving out here.
Crazy.
Scary, man.
Well, that's it for us, folks. Until next time, man. Like always, we want y'all to continue share, subscribe, because we need to grow this thing because y'all are our village. So until the next episode, which will be sooner than a month and a half we've been on. Until next episode. We'll catch y'all. Until next episode, y'all. Peace.
Later.